Hello everyone, this is Michael Helene with Restart, and today I am doing my ArtSnacks Plus tutorial. As you can see, I am working on a toucan bird. So as usual, I am going to be recording with background noise more than likely because I can never find quiet. But as you can see, I'm starting my sketch using the Tombow colored pencil that was sent to me. I believe it is Peacock is the color, and I loved it. It was very smooth and silky and easy to do. What was not easy was the toucan. I love doing birds, and I actually am going to do a series of birds like for kids in the next coming weeks, and I thought this toucan would be much easier, but it actually proved to be pretty difficult. So you will see that I rearrange kind of where the feathers are a few times, and I also change where his feet sit. I was overall pretty happy with the sketch, and again, using the colored pencil was really, really nice. I started really light, and then as I got happier with the layout, I actually went back over it and made it a little bit darker. Again, I guess that's just kind of what you do, even if I'm doing, graphite or pencil. I will start much more light-handed when I'm kind of freehanding it, and then go back over top of it. The cool thing is, in this kit, I got several black types of pens and markers. There's an India ink marker. There's a Copic that is waterproof. There's a Graphix black marker that is actually, you can use it with a water brush. And I'll list all these things below, but you'll see me using them. So I had like 4 different blacks that I needed to use during this. And it was kind of interesting to figure out like when to use those and how to use them in the right places. So you'll see when I start laying color in that I'm going to do a lot of the, some of the outline with the Copic. This is what I'm doing now. So the Copic, because it is waterproof. This allows me to use the water. Oh, and it's Copic proof also. So alcohol marker proof, which I also have done a few things with. I may even do some of the birds with that. But anyways, so I go ahead and I lay out my sketch so I can see it better. And you'll see some of the design that I did underneath where I kind of adjusted and fixed it. No worries, even though the colored pencil is waterproof, you can't see it once I lay these other, the background down with the watercolors. So it covers that and it makes it look pretty cool, I think, as you can see. I've never done this type of bird before. I had a lot of fun doing him. I kind of want to do some other ones with different colors, but anyhow, so you can kind of see I've got the Graphix, the KingArt, King's Art, what are they called? Real brush pens. I had never used them before, but I really liked them. I mean, they had a lot of pigment. You could lay them down and then go back over with, I just used a water brush and went over top of them. Right now I'm sketching with the Graphix pen because they are also water soluble. So when you go in with your water brush, which I actually used the water brush from April's kit, April's ArtSnacks Plus box, which has like oh my God, what is that edge called where it's like sharp? I'll lay it down underneath. In fact, chisel. Okay, say it 100 times and you'll remember it. Anyhow, so again, I even went in with the Peacock Tombow here, the colored pencil, and I just liked the color of it, so I actually ended up utilizing that more than I anticipated I would use it for. I thought I was just going to use it for the sketch, but I kind of liked the way that it blended with the colored markers and the pens and the brushes and everything. I really, really liked it. So the other thing is, and I didn't mention this, is I'm using, and this is what came with the Plus, the Strathmore 400 series vellum surface Bristol paper pad, 9x12. It's great for shading. It shows good deep tones. The colored pencil, which is Iritjetan, I believe I'm saying that right, really, really held up nicely with it. It had good texture. It says it's ideal for graphite, colored pencils, charcoal, pastel crayons, but of course we used it with watercolor. I will say this, it did warp on me a little bit, but I laid a couple heavier like books on top of it when it dried, and it was fine. It actually is flat and beautiful, and it looks great. The really cool part, you'll see this in a little bit, I kind of turn the paper over. The Higgins India ink pump marker, which is extremely black and extremely beautiful, I loved using it, was actually, I thought it would go through the paper, but it didn't. Nothing did. I mean, it's clean on the other side. I was sort of shocked by that. So anyway, so you'll see in the background I added some leaves. It's going to be a little bit more watercolory in the background, but I wanted to have a few little leaves popping in and out. So I went back in with the Iritjetan colored pencil again and just started adding a little bit more dark outlines to those, mainly because of how I was going to do the watercolor. I wanted to kind of go around those and make sure I could see that really, really well. You know, it worked. Could I have used a watercolor pencil? Yeah, but that wouldn't go with what I was doing. I have to use everything from my kit. I'll tell you, I get a little bit obsessed with it. When I get the kits in, I want to do everything with just those things. But I have to kind of go, okay, well, what did I get last month? Maybe I can try some things from last month and this month. This is only my second month. I'm really, really having fun with learning all about the new things. So so here I am. This is the chisel tip I was telling you about, the wet brush. You can see I start blending the colors. I'm mixing the pens. I believe I've got the blue graphite Graphix pen on the beak. I've got some of the Iritjetan colored pencil. I've got some of the KingArt real brush pens, which I believe that it was an ArtSnacks exclusive, but it came in, or at least what I got was like a red, a green, kind of an orange yellow, and blue, I believe. So it was like perfect for this little parrot guy, I thought. I used some of the yellow, and because of the colored pencil and the yellow, it gave me like a greenish sort of brown effect on the tree limb guy. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. So I don't know. I laid in several colors. I didn't have like a brown or green or like a dark green, like a sappy type of green. So I had to mix a couple colors to get that, which was totally fine. Same thing with like the reds and the blues in order to get some purples. I sort of mixed some of those together. And there's my pen. There's my water pen there. So you can kind of see as I'm blending that. Pretty happy with how the beat came out. When you see the outline, it's extremely fun. Okay, so here I go. This is the blue KingArt pen. It does have more of a purpley look to it, but I was able to use the Graphix blue with this one to get several like different types of blue, which turned out to be really, really fun. So you'll see I got like some purpley blues, some greener blues. I just used water and the KingArt brushes, the Graphix brushes that are watercolor pens, the Graphix ones, to just sort of get a good watercolor look, vibe to it, if you will. So here you go. You can see kind of the different blues that I got. This is the KingArt one, the lighter blue. And I don't know, it was just really fun. So in a couple of areas, I actually did add some water and just kind of let the ink do its thing. With the KingArt pens, it was a little more challenging to like let it flow, if you can imagine what that looks like. Like with watercolor, if you lay water down and then you put paint on it, it kind of spreads. It wasn't as easy to do that. I had to mimic that a little bit more, but it was fun. It was still an interesting way to do it. I think it gave me some really interesting results. I kind of like how the background came out, so it didn't, hurt my feelings too much. I was okay with it. Okay, so you can see I start to work with my leaves. I wanted some darker leaves. I wanted some greener leaves, some more yellowy leaves. I definitely went over top of it more than I probably should have for this type of paper. But again, first time, kind of learning and seeing how it worked, and giving it some, different shape and stuff. I used everything in that kit so determinately, I don't even know if that's a word, but I was adamant. I was like, we are going to make this work in any way. I got this colorful bird that's got a lot of black in it. That's kind of what I got. So we're going to make it work. So you'll see that I did go over these leaves with, you know, quite hasty amounts of, I don't know, hasty, not hasty, but like lucrative amounts of color many, many times. So I had to speed this up because you would have been here all day long. It didn't take me that long, really. I didn't feel like it took me that long. I did let the watercolor areas dry before I did the black over top of it, and went back and did the detail work the next day. But that was really only because it was getting late and I was running out of light. So you'll see it kind of gradually gets a little bit darker. But yeah, just kind of laying in all these different colors. The yellow is definitely the KingArt yellow real brush pens. This is the first time I've used real brush pens. I have been looking at them for a very, very long time. I love the idea of it. I do love alcohol markers, but I love watercolor, and it always seemed like it would be something I'd like to do. So it was kind of fun. It was just different, and maybe I need to try it with some different papers, some watercolor paper, and kind of see how that does. Okay, so I have to ask, why is it every time you try to record something, maybe I need a recording studio. I probably just need a recording studio, but I like to do it outside. And I try to do it like around times where it's like quiet, but it seems like no matter when I do it, somebody has to come out and mow their yard. So if you hear like a lawnmower in the background, I'm really sorry. Just think of it as ambiance. Right? It's ambiance. I'm sure I can get rid of it. I don't know. I'll try to edit it out, but hopefully you won't hear it that bad. I don't hear it that bad. It's not too bad. But anyhow, still just kind of, what was I going to say? There was something I was going to say. Oh gosh, what was I going to say? I don't remember. I'm just kind of enjoying watching it at this point, right? It's kind of fun with all these different types of things. So I will say my camera ran out at one point, and I ended up not recording all of the black, but it doesn't really matter because it would have been really boring to watch. I did a couple layers of the black, but you can see it kind of coming together. He's starting to look pretty cute. The black really, really pops it, I will tell you. So this is the, let's see, what was I using here? I believe I was using oh my gosh, what is it called? The Graphix, was it the Graphix? There was one pen that I don't think I took. The Marabu, the Aqua pen. So there was one other black. It was the Marabu Aqua pen Graphix. I was like, okay, now I got the black. Other people got other colors. So I was like, all right, I've got all these black pens, literally 4 black, different types of black. And so what I did before this is I actually, and you'll see it in the other video, I did a video of this too, and I can link it, or share it, or do whatever you do for YouTube so you could see it. But I actually took one of my sketchbooks and I laid all these pens and markers down, put water over top of them, tried a couple different things to see what they would actually do, because I was scared I would start and it just wouldn't do what I wanted to do. So here I am, but it worked. I loved it. So here I am doing the second layer using the Higgins India ink and just kind of making sure it's as black as it can be. The eye was fun. I put that in there with the Higgins as well. And of course used the Copic to outline everything else since it was waterproof. And then I signed my name using that as well because we had put a lot of water on there, you know. But yeah, this is my little bird. We'll call him Tucan. You can't call him Tucan Sam, right? We have to call him Tucan something else. Tucan Higgins. Tucan Tombow. Tucan Tombow. I like it. Tucan KingArt Tombow. Marabu. Marabu sounds like a bird. Is Marabu a bird? I think Marabu might be a bird. Anyways, this is my May ArtSnacks Plus recording, doing my my little bird here, my toucan. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please follow me again, and I'll see you on the next one.